And I went to my first classroom for like EC15. It was like this fucking C programming class. I looked around classroom. I was like, motherfucker, this school sucks, dude. There's a bunch of fucking dweebs. Like that.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Yellow Kings podcast. Big milestone. This is episode 20. I think there have been a lot of TikToks that Andrew and I have seen where they're like, most podcasts don't make it past episode 20. We are crossing that number. We are past episode 20. Andrew, how are you doing today, man? New studio. How are you doing?
Dude, doing great. Just moved to New York. This is my new apartment. I'm currently in my living room, my kitchen, my hallway, everything, because it's New York City, so it's tiny as hell. But I'm in a one-bedroom apartment, and life's been good. Life's been good.
Yeah, give us a quick review of how New York has been after being a California boy. So, mostly a Southern California boy, but a little bit of NorCal too. But being a California boy for 26, 27 years, what's it like being in New York?
Dude, it's so fucking hilarious, dude. Like, there are traffic all the time. Like, people think LA traffic's bad. Holy shit, Manhattan traffic is like insane. Like, you go outside, you try to get into Uber, everyone's stuck in traffic. And then, like, I look outside my apartment every single day, and I just see like this gridlock going on, and it just stresses me out. Yeah. But overall, it's been pretty good. Yeah.
I think that the only difference, I think New York is truly the only city where you can actually live and happily live without a car. I think every other city out there, sure, you can survive without a car, but life is much easier when you have a car. That goes to San Francisco. I agree. Having a car is nice. But I will say, I think New York's actually the one place where, for most people, having a car is actually a net negative. Like, it will make your life more inconvenient than convenient. Whereas, any other city, it's always going to be more convenient with the car, in my opinion.
I mean, low-key, though, I thought New York metro system was better than it was. Because my closest metro stop is actually like 2 big blocks away. I think in New York they call it avenues, 2 avenues away.
Yeah.
You know, like there's you know that thing, right? Like, avenue is a big block, street is a small block. So like my nearest metro station is 2 avenues away. So in order to get to anywhere in New York, I basically need to walk 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes to metro station. So already that's already on top of it. Like when Jerry said he wanted to hang out later today, I was like, shit, that's a lot of walking, dude. You live all the way, like, I think he said, where
East Village area.
East Village area? I don't know. I don't even know what that is. I have no idea where anything is in New York, but I'm like, that sounds far.
You're not wrong. But the one thing I like about New York is actually how walkable it is. It's like so accessible for anyone and everyone. Maybe I'm also just weird, but I really like going on super, super long walks just for like hours and hours on end. I kind of just don't get tired. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah. I mean, I go for runs every week, like once or twice a week and stuff. Like, we have so I'm right by the Jersey River. So I haven't done it yet. I was going to do it today, actually. I was going to go by a run by the Jersey River and stuff. But it's kind of hot here, though. I think that's pretty expected. Yeah. Like, LA, it's like dry hot, but New York, it's more humid. So you feel the heat definitely a lot more. Wait, is it hot in Chicago?
It is. Yeah, it's like 90 degrees right now.
Oh, shit.
And humid,
okay, yeah.
So it's like very swampy right now.
It's about the same. It's about the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know earlier you were mentioning that you're going to go hang out with Jerry, and we chatted a little bit about this before, but kind of even realize socializing right now at our age. I'm 26. I think, Andrew, are you 27 right now?
I'm 27. Yeah.
Yeah. So like we're 1 year apart, but basically in our mid to late 20s, I realized that as I've gotten older, or specifically when I was younger, I always identified myself as an extrovert. Like, I love being around people, and that's still very true to this day. I love hanging out. But definitely as I've grown older, I've realized I think I'm an introverted extrovert is how I would classify myself, where like I definitely still like when I'm in the mood to hang out, it's great. I love meeting people. I love socializing. But more often than not, I've been finding a lot more peace being home. I become a pretty big homebody, and I can't tell if that's just the natural part of the aging process, or if that's because of COVID kind of like fucking me up a little bit and making me used to staying at home all the time and being more okay with it. But what about you? Like, how would you classify yourself, and how has your whole socialization thing kind of worked out?
Yeah. I mean, I used to go out like quite a bit in college and stuff. Like every single weekend. I remember if I wasn't doing something on Friday and Saturday, I feel like the weekend was wasted. Right? It's like
Oh
I
my.
am not sleeping any time before 2 a.m. on Friday or Saturday. But nowadays it's kind of like I still sleep pretty late, to be completely honest. Like I still go to
Yeah.
bed at like 12 and fall asleep at 1 a.m. But at least I'm not hungover the next day or anything. I don't
Dude,
I don't go
yeah.
out as much anymore. And also like nowadays I prefer the more chill going out style. Like instead of like clubbing, I think we talked about this in the past. I would just like going to like a nice Korean bar, getting some drinks, eating some food, and chatting with friends. Unless,
Yeah.
okay, usually, honestly, I think it's because like I'm hanging out with my girlfriend and like other friends as well. That's why I like doing that. But if it's just me and the guys, nah, we'll probably just go like club or something.
That's so funny. So you think that has your girlfriend tamed you? Like, has she made you calm down in like the intensity of going out, or does
Okay,
she like
okay.
to go out a lot too? Actually,
Yeah.
I don't know about her.
Okay. She likes to go out, but not as much. But I think what it is when I'm out with my girlfriend, I feel like this is like natural protective instinct comes in that I can't just become delirious and let myself super loose. Like I need to be conscious. Like I could never get fucked up, like super fucked up when my girlfriend's around me. Not because I don't want to, I just physically can't. My body stops intaking alcohol at a certain point, and I just don't want it. But if I'm just out by myself and I'm out with the boys, we're just hanging out and stuff. Oh shit, dude! No, the night ends up in places, dude. It's fucking 4 a.m.
Yeah.
and you're in fucking Sanodong, dude. You're like, what the fuck?
Dude, that's so true. Definitely, whenever I go when I'm just with the boys, that's when like a new level unlocked, achievement unlocked of just like pure degeneracy, and it becomes bad in a fun way, you know. But kind of going back to that point about how you feel like you can't get fully drunk, like reaching your final form in front of your girlfriend. Does your girlfriend like ever like? Is it because are you worried like, oh, if she blacks out, I gotta make sure that like she's good, or does she not black out either?
She doesn't really black out. She doesn't really black out. She didn't
Does she
drink
get
that
like
much.
does she get super drunk though? Like does she like getting drunk?
Not really. She's kind of a lightweight.
No.
She's like a couple shots in and she's good for the rest of the night. Like she's not a tank, and she doesn't like rowling either. So she's okay. But I don't know. I think it's just a thing of like when you're just out with your girlfriend, it's kind of hard. Something of like the male psyche, the male psychology that you just like you refuse to go over extra mile because like, well, if I'm blacked out, like someone has to take care of me. She's definitely not carrying my ass home. I'm heavy as hell, you know. So like none of that's happening anyways.
It's interesting you bring that up because I had this one interaction a couple months ago. I was actually in New York, so I was with my friends, and one of my friends, he's dating a dude right now, and so he's like the only one out of our friend group that is bi. And then we were all going out, and then normally when you're going out with your friends, and then like one of your friends' significant other tags along, and like let's say it's like all of like the boys were all together, and like someone's girlfriend comes along, and we went to a noraebang, a Korean karaoke bar, right?
Yeah.
Normally when like someone's girlfriend tags along, I kind of had to like I toned myself down, kind of like how you were saying with your girlfriend, and then I also just want to like kind of be nice to her, like, hey, like, how you doing? You good? Like, you need anything? Nah, you're okay. Good. But then, interestingly, when my friend's significant other came, who was a dude, I didn't feel that because he was just like another one of the boys.
It's just the boys.
So it was
dude.
just like boys being boys, and I guess that was such an interesting experience in my mind because I was like, whoa, this is the first time my friend's significant other has come, and I don't feel the need to be like on like a little bit better behavior.
You know, it's probably just has something to do with like the psychology of like male and female. Like when there's a girl around, men are on their best behavior, but when it's just the boys, it becomes like the fucking rowdy house, you know. It becomes the zoo, the jungle, basically. And it's like, don't be a fucking bitch, man. Take the next shot. And you're like, and then there's like no end to it and stuff. But when they go around, everyone's more kind. It's like, all right, you don't drink if you don't want to drink it. It's okay. Don't worry too much about it, you know. It's fine, man. You want some chase? And when the boy's like, hey, the fuck did Chase, dude? Chase will smile. Don't be a little bitch, dude. What the fuck you talking about? This is strawberry soju. Who the fuck chases flavor soju anyways? Like
It has a chaser built into it. It's a 2-in-1 deal.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
I'm so curious because now I feel like I want to get a girl on the pod and ask them what like how they feel from the girl's perspective. Are like all the only girl hangouts? Do they get more degenerate?
I think they
drunk?
do. They
together?
do. They do.
You know?
No, they do. They do. They do. So I feel like when I go and hang out with the guys, I become a degenerate. And when my girlfriend goes hang out with just girls, and I know it's just all girls and stuff, yeah, they become a degenerate too. I think just the nature of it. I think that's just like the natural evolution of like human relationships between males and females. When there's the other sex in the vicinity, then you're like, all right, we gotta be more civilized and stuff, right? Yeah. So okay. What was the thing to do back when you were in college to go out?
Ooh, so okay, Dartmouth is very unique, and so I went to Dartmouth up in New Hampshire. It's in the middle of nowhere, literally nothing, no city, no clubs, no nothing. So the big claim to fame that Dartmouth had is that Dartmouth created a game of pong, like beer pong. But,
no way.
But not in the way that like of throwing the ball into a cup. We call that it's called Beirut, Beirut. You know. But then the way that Dartmouth plays pong and a few other colleges, like other colleges as well, is that you play with a paddle. So it's almost like a mixture of ping pong and pong. So it's like you get a
it's like
ping pong
pickleball.
paddle. Okay, kind of, sort of. But so essentially you get a ping pong paddle, you snap off the handle. So you're palming the whole paddle in your hand like this. You're not holding it by a handle, you're palming it. For those of you that are listening on Spotify, I'm just holding out my hands. Like you're palming a basketball, you're palming a ping pong paddle. And essentially you like there's like serves, there's returns, and you just try to hit the ball with your paddle and sink it into the cup. And if it hits the cup, the opposing team drinks half of it. If you sink it, then they drink the entire cup.
What do you mean sink it? Oh, like if you hit the cup
if the
on
ball
the side.
if the ball goes in the cup, that's a sink, and then you have to drink the entire cup. But if it just hits the cup, then they have to drink half of it instead.
So
half
if I
cup,
hit the
not a
cup
full cup.
twice, and
gone.
and then they remove
Yeah.
the cup, right? Basically.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like a mixture of ping pong and beer pong mixed together. So that was a really big thing. And once again, with Dartmouth, since there's no club or anything, it's a very small school. I think like 1,000 kids per grade. Very little grad school presence, although that's changing. But essentially, Greek life was gigantic at Dartmouth. I think it's like 60 to 70% of the student population is affiliated. So the most common Friday night, Saturday night activity would just be to like go to a frat, play pong, and it's like very casual. And it's also like really chill too, because it's like most of the time when you go and like try to go into a frat, they're not going to be like, oh, who do you know here, bro? Or they're not going to be like, dude, the ratio's so bad right now. You can't come in, bro. Like that never really happens. They're just like, yeah, you can come in, like, and try to like get online at a table downstairs or something like that. So that's like the most common.
I mean, it's an Ivy League
college
school.
activity.
I don't think Ivy League schools have a huge like frat bro culture like they probably do like Ohio State University or something, because everyone there had like fucking dweebs in high school anyways.
Yeah, so I think that's the funny part too. It's like all of the people that you see at these Ivy League schools, no matter how like Chad douchebaggy they kind of want to come off as, it's like deep down inside they're a nerd. Like you kind of by default you have to be a nerd to get into one of these schools, you know. But yeah, no. So it's like Greek life was big, but not in like the very stereotypical sense. Like there is definitely some elements to it as well of like typical Greek life, but definitely different compared to like a normal, like any other like state school that has huge Greek presence or something like that.
Yeah. My school. So our school. So I went to UC San Diego, right? They banned like fraternities and sororities. Like they banned frat row. So we didn't even have like a frat row at our school at UCSD. So all the frat houses and whatever, they were all like segregated throughout like the city of La Jolla and whatnot.
What's a typical Friday night for you at UC San Diego then?
So when I was a freshman, I joined. Once I was a freshman, I just hung out with guys in my dorm. Like I had this buddy of mine. We just pretty much did everything together. We just drink in the dorm, or we go to our dorms and we just hang out with other guys and whatnot. So nothing too crazy. And then I rushed like the professional fraternity spring quarter of my freshman year. So I started doing a lot of things with them and whatnot. And then that's how I got to raving. Because every single fucking Asian person goes to raves. Like this is, like I said, there was a huge rave in San Diego. It's called LED. It used to be held at this like Valley View Arena. I call it casino in the last podcast because that was the name of it. And a lot of people give me shit. It's like, it's not casino. I'm like, all right, the company is called Valley View Casino, but it's actually it's like an arena and stuff. So honestly, there was a lot to do in San Diego. Like, okay, so So I joined a business frat my freshman year, and then I joined a traditional IFC Greek frat my sophomore year. So mostly just house parties, drinking in a dorm, hang out with friends. But once you turn 21, you kind of stop doing that because you can just go downtown to downtown San Diego and you'll go to bars there and stuff. So there was like never a lack of activities to do in San Diego. If anything, people came to our city to like do things and stuff. Like that's what they love about San Diego. There's nature. You can go hiking. There's nice places. There's bar district. There's downtown. It's everything you want in one city, basically. Yeah, so I'm a big fan.
So would you say that most people, by their junior, senior year of college, once they turn 21, they don't hang out on campus. They just go out instead.
Dude, no one ever hung out on campus. Like, there's nothing to do on campus. What do you mean? Could you drink on your campus? I mean,
yeah. So the frats,
no one could, right? But
the frats were on campus.
Oh, like on campus.
It's on campus. On campus.
But on the side, right? Not like in the middle and stuff.
Okay, yeah, like it's on the edge, but it's definitely no one would say it's off campus. It's 100% on campus.
Yeah, we had nothing on campus. Campus. Yeah, no. On campus, you just got the fucking engineering building, you got the business building, you got classes and stuff, and you got like food. That's it. It's a nice campus still. Don't get me wrong. But no, we didn't. No one. There was never anything like, oh, let's go to campus and get fucked up. That will never be a sentence that makes sense in anyone's head at UCSD. It was always, let's go downtown or let's go to his house at this random address that's like a fucking 20-minute Uber away or something.
Oh,
yeah. We didn't have frat row. So it's like, so UC San Diego gets a bad rep, in which is like, they call it UC socially dead. Holy shit, it's actually so funny. I remember when I first like got in UCSD, I really hated the idea that I was going to UC San Diego because, everyone did that. When they got into college, they start researching like fucking on Google and YouTube about like what fun things there's to do in your school.
UC socially dead?
UC socially dead, baby. So I went to that school. I was like, oh my God, dude, this is going to be socially dead school. Nothing's going to happen. And you know what? I was studying electrical engineering. Here's the thing. All right, guys. I don't know if you guys knows me. I'm not your fucking frat dude. I'm a dweeb myself, okay? I'm a fucking nerdy ass dude. I graduated with a bachelor's of science in electrical engineering. So I'm not here to talk shit right now, all right? But you know what? I do like having an occasional drink. Maybe a couple, maybe more than that, but whatever. Aside the point, I remember I went to the school and I went to my first classroom for like EC15. It was like this fucking C programming class. I looked around classroom. I was like, motherfucker, this school sucks, dude. It's a bunch of fucking dweebs. Like that, I thought there was like absolutely nothing to do at my school and stuff. But I mean, after a while, you find like the people you hang out with, you find like your circle and whatnot, and like there are people that do like enjoy, I guess, like most social activities and stuff, but you just gotta find them. Like every single school is going to have like the dweebs, and every single school is going to have like the more social people and whatnot. I don't know if you did this, but I remember back when I was in high school, I used to watch like these YouTube videos of like, it was called like I'm Schmacked or something. Does this ring a bell at all?
I know what it is.
Am I digging up in memories right now?
No, so I know what it is only because I've heard about that business that was built after graduating from college, but I never did it actually while I was actually in college. Like I never went to the website while I was in college.
Okay, it's so they had YouTube videos, right? Where basically like it was just like a bunch of like crazy college party videos and stuff. And I remember like I would just like look up like, because they'll basically go to every single campus and then they'll film like what the party scene is like on that campus, right? I remember like UC Santa Barbara had one, UCLA had one stuff, and I'll like watch all those videos and stuff. I'll be like, oh man, dude, college is gonna be so sick. We're gonna go to all these parties. It's gonna be girls there. We're gonna have so much fun. And you know what's so funny, Thomas? Man, when I went to college, you realize, oh shit, I'm not a Chad. So turns out you kind of gotta be a Chad to have that experience. You know?
Yeah.
I'm just a EE boy and a day, you know? Like, no, turns out we're not going to these crazy parties. I mean, UC San Diego didn't really have these crazy parties anyways, right? So I think that's not funny. I was like the expectation of like what college was going to be and then what it actually was. I was like, oh, it's so interesting. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I went into college with a lot of expectations around what the social scene was going to be like. So I wasn't
What,
disappointed.
what was your goal of college, if you had one? Did you have like goals when you went to college? Broad
Um,
question, very vague, broad question.
yeah, I think when I first went into college, I wanted to do finance. So I was like, yeah, if I can get a job at like investment banking or something, that'd be like Goldman Sachs or something like
Yeah.
that. That'd be pretty sick. But no, my goal was never.
Personal goals. Personal goals. Did you have personal goals? Or I guess that is a personal goal.
Yeah, no, most of my I was pretty like serious about it. I was like, no, I'm here to like get a good job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, kind of boring. I mean, sure, maybe I had like, this is gonna sound so corny, but I'm sure I had a goal of just like have fun, like make fun memories, do fun shit. But
Yeah.
nothing like very explicit, like nothing crazy, you know. I was
Dude.
very much like, let's try to get a good job after graduating and have a fun time. That's it.
Man, my goals when I went to college, I was like, dude, I want to have fun in college. I want to like do crazy shit I never did. Because like when I went to college, I wanted to have like this great Gatsby moment. I was like, yeah, I was kind of like this nerdy guy in high school, kind of like this dweeby dude and stuff. I had like the Justin Bieber hair, covering my face.
Classic.
Literally the summer before college, I cut my hair into like a faux hawk because that was like really in at that time. Like that. You know how every single guy had like that hair?
I'm
every single
so
80s?
dead. Yeah.
It's like a fucking
Yeah.
rhino just sticking out their head and stuff.
Yeah.
I cut my hair like that, right? And
So
remember, like,
cringe.
holy shit, this hilarious story. Okay, so
Oh my god.
first week of college, all right. So, like I said, I want to like party in college. I want to like be like that life of the party and stuff. And I was never invited to any high school parties and stuff. So I was like, when I go to college, like we're going to change this up, Andrew. We're going to become the life of the party. We're going to be that cool social guy that you always want to be and stuff. So I spent the first week trying to find parties on campus at UC San Diego. And like I said, there were no parties on campus, but there were these dorms at our school. It was called The Village. And basically what The Village was just a series of apartment buildings that transfer students will live in as their first and second year. But these transfer students came from community college, right? So it means a lot of them were over 21 already. And the reason why my school did this, UC San Diego, is because they want to give the transfer student a good experience of still living on campus and getting like that like dorming experience that only freshmen usually would get, right? Because the problem with being a transfer student a lot of times is that you don't get that freshman dorm experience, which is like very memorable for a lot of people. So I remember I knew this. So I went to go check out the dorms at the transfer buildings on like a Friday night or something. Because I knew those guys were over 21. And I was like, if there's over 21 and it's college, there's probably alcohol involved too. I went there. I shit you not, I knocked on doors that I thought something was happening. Fucking little freshman 18-year-old Andrew, like fucking, I had like this like very fobby square glasses, like kind of rectangular stuff. Like I look like a engineer from Taiwan. I started knocking on doors and stuff. And then it turns out there was this one apartment that was having a kickback. So I walked in and I'm like, oh my God, dude. I mean, I started talking to people in there and stuff. I started making conversation. I was like, dude, you know what would be a great idea? If I get my entire dorm to come to this kickback. So I went back to my dorm and I'm like, the thing was like, the guy was like, if you're going to bring guys here, you have to bring girls too. So I had to go on this road show to like the girls' dormitory and be like, guys, we have this party that's happening and when we're all gonna go. So I shit my entire dorm. There was like 15 dudes and like 10 girls. We walked across campus and it was a massive campus. It was like 15 to 20-minute walk because UC San Diego is a big campus. We're going from all the way from south side to the north side. I took everyone from our dorm, but the problem is by the time we got there, the cops already rolled the apartment because they're not allowed to drink on campus. So it was like this walk of shame in which this was all my idea. I brought everyone to this party. And then when it got there, I was so excited, but I see cops standing outside the door. I'm just like, oh shit. And that was it, dude. That was it. That was my first experience of being a charismatic leader. Because I never done stuff like that before. I never been like this like guy to try to rally people. But that was my first experience. And oh my God, it was a painful experience. I just remember walking back door with everyone. And everyone's like, man, this guy, he promised that there's going to be something happen here, and nothing happened because like everything got shut down already.
All right, I gotta say, that is a painful story. That's pretty cringe. I definitely hurt while hearing that story, but at the same time, I respect that. That's not easy to do. Just like literally knocking and walking into a random apartment and then rallying like an entire group of people. I respect.
We're
that.
all 18. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're all 18.
I respect that. In hindsight, it's like a painful story to like relive, but at the same time, I really respect that. I don't think I could have done that. I don't think I would have done that, and I think it takes balls to do that.
Honestly, at the moment, it wasn't even that I was confident. I wanted to become like this confident guy. So I like faked myself into it being like, oh yeah, we're going to this party. You know, everything's going to turn out fine. Of course it's going to happen. So I was like faking confidence the entire time when in reality, I was just like, dude, I don't even know what the hell I'm saying or doing right now.
Yeah.
Like, is this thing even still happening right now by the time we get there?
You gotta fake it till you make it, man.
Yeah. And that's the philosophy I live my life by, guys. Fake it till you make it. All right.
Well, that's about it for the pod. Thanks for the story. I'm gonna go to sleep thinking about that story because that shit is.
I got many more, dude. I got many more. That one's even that cringe. Like I said, I can go on for. I'll tell you what. In terms of like this podcast, I can go on cringe college stories for days because college was the years where I was experimenting so much with like my personal limits and like what I want to do, what I want to become. So I have so many cringe stories in which like I thought I was this person, but turns out I wasn't that person.
I respect it.
But afterwards, once I started working at investment banking, I kind of became kind of lame and boring. Now I'm just this guy that does social media and stuff. But in college, I was trying to be a very more well-rounded, eccentric personality and stuff.
Happens to all of us, man. But we'll get into that in another time. Well, thanks for listening. See you in the next one.
Thanks you guys for listening. Talk out next time. Peace.